You wake up in the middle of the night with a pain so intense in your calf that you can barely move, and this happens again and again. What you might not know is that this problem affects almost half of all people over 70, and there is a simple scientific reason. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal in a few minutes will change forever the way you deal with these nighttime cramps. If you are over 55 and suffer from these sudden pains in your legs at night, in the next few lines, you will discover the signs. You will also learn the mistakes almost everyone makes, and the solution backed by science from international health institutions and studies. That sharp pain that grabs your calf in the middle of the night, waking you up suddenly, leaving your muscle rock hard and throbbing. Studies show that more than 1 in 3 people over 50 experience this, and among those over 80, nearly half suffer these cramps. What happens is that your muscle contracts involuntarily, like a locked door that refuses to open, and the pain can last several minutes. Ignoring this problem means losing precious hours of sleep, increasing your risk of falling when you get up at night and feeling tired all day. Have you ever wondered why this only gets worse with age? Or what mistakes so many people in our generation make every single day without realizing it? Why do some people keep their health even in advanced age? And what is the real solution that almost nobody talks about in a clear way? As we age, our muscles naturally lose some of their mass and flexibility, like an old rubber band that becomes stiff and less elastic over time. Blood circulation to the legs also becomes less efficient, which means less oxygen and nutrients reach the muscles during the night hours. Sleep itself becomes more fragmented after 70, and during those lighter sleep phases, muscles are more prone to involuntary contractions. Most people believe the solution is simply eating more bananas or drinking more water, but science has shown that is only part of the story. Recent research published in respected medical journals reveals that certain very common medications can actually trigger these nighttime cramps. Diuretics for high blood pressure and inhaled bronchodilators for breathing conditions are directly linked to increased cramp frequency in older adults. Now pay very close attention, because I am going to reveal 6 key facts that can transform your nights and eliminate this pain for good. Stay until the end, because the 6th item is the most important of all and will surprise you more than everything else combined. Reason number 1, and this is something that catches many people by surprise: why nighttime cramps become more frequent after 70. As the years pass, our muscle fibers naturally decrease in number and size, a process that medical researchers call sarcopenia, or muscle aging. Think of your muscles like the cushions on an old sofa. Over time, they lose their softness and become stiffer, less able to absorb pressure. At the same time, the small blood vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles become less efficient during the nighttime hours. When you lie down to sleep, gravity no longer helps blood flow back up from your legs the way it does when you are standing or walking. Studies published in international journals of geriatric medicine confirm that reduced circulation combined with decreased muscle elasticity creates the perfect storm. Your muscles are working harder with less fuel, and that makes them much more prone to those sudden involuntary contractions we call cramps. Add to this the fact that sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented after age 70, with more time spent in shallow sleep phases. During these lighter sleep stages, your nervous system is more easily triggered, and your muscles can contract suddenly without any warning at all. But here is the most important part that almost nobody tells you. This is completely normal and does not automatically mean something is seriously wrong. Research from major international health institutions shows that nighttime leg cramps are one of the most common experiences among healthy older adults worldwide. The key is understanding that frequency increases with age, but this condition is treatable and manageable with the right approach and knowledge. You are not alone in this, and more importantly, you are not powerless. There are concrete steps you can take starting tonight. Recognizing that age-related muscle and circulation changes are natural helps you focus on solutions rather than worrying about imaginary serious diseases. But if you think understanding the cause is important, wait until you hear the next point, which corrects a dangerous myth almost everyone believes. Write in the comments from which part of the world you are watching this and whether you experience these cramps more than once a week. Now let us move to the second key fact, which is going to challenge everything you thought you knew about the real cause of cramps. Key fact number 2, and this one surprises almost everyone: not every cramp is caused by lack of potassium or lack of water. For decades, people have been told that leg cramps mean you need to eat more bananas, drink more fluids, or take potassium supplements. But large population studies and clinical guidelines from respected medical institutions show the truth is far more complex, especially for older adults. In most cases, involving people over 70, the cause is multifactorial, meaning several small factors combine together to trigger the cramping episodes. Taking potassium supplements without medical supervision can actually be dangerous for older adults, particularly those with kidney problems or heart conditions. Too much potassium in the blood can cause irregular heartbeats and other serious complications that are far worse than the cramps themselves. Scientific reviews have found that indiscriminate supplementation rarely resolves nighttime cramps in older adults and can create new health problems instead. Now here comes the part that is editorially strong and that your doctor may not have explained clearly. Certain very common medications trigger cramps. Diuretics, which millions of people over 70 take daily to control high blood pressure, increase the loss of minerals through urine and disrupt muscle function. Long-acting inhaled bronchodilators, used by people with chronic lung conditions like emphysema or asthma, are also directly linked to increased cramp frequency. Studies published in peer-reviewed medical journals confirm that these medications alter the electrical balance inside muscle cells, making contractions more likely. If you take any of these medications and suffer frequent cramps, it is absolutely essential to talk to your doctor about reviewing your prescription. Sometimes a simple adjustment in dosage timing or switching to an alternative medication can dramatically reduce or even eliminate your nighttime cramps. Never stop taking prescribed medications on your own, but do have an honest conversation with your healthcare provider about this specific side effect. Understanding that your cramps might be medication-related rather than diet-related changes everything about how you approach the solution to this problem. But knowing what does not cause cramps is only half the battle. You also need to know what mistakes make the pain last longer. That is exactly what we are going to cover next, so stay with me, because this information can save you minutes of unnecessary suffering. Key fact number 3. Common mistakes in the moment of the cramp that actually prolong your pain instead of relieving it quickly. When that sudden sharp pain hits your calf in the middle of the night, your first instinct is to move quickly. But that is exactly wrong. Forcing sudden or jerky movements while the muscle is locked in contraction can cause small tears in the muscle fibers, making the pain worse. Many people try to walk it off immediately, putting their full weight on the cramping leg, which actually contracts the muscle even more. Think of it like trying to open a stuck jar lid by forcing it. You need to release the tension first, not add more pressure. Another very common mistake is applying ice or cold packs to the cramping muscle, thinking that cold will numb the pain and help. But cold actually makes muscles contract and tighten further, which is the exact opposite of what you need during a cramp episode. What your muscle needs is warmth and gentle stretching to encourage relaxation, not cold that increases the contraction and stiffness even more. Some people keep quinine tablets or muscle relaxant medications in their bedside drawer and take them immediately when a cramp strikes at night. Major health organizations worldwide now strongly advise against using quinine for leg cramps because the risks far outweigh any potential modest benefit. Quinine can cause serious adverse effects including dangerous drops in blood platelet counts, irregular heart rhythms, and severe allergic reactions. For older adults already taking multiple medications for other conditions, adding quinine creates dangerous interactions and unpredictable effects on the body. Muscle relaxant medications also carry risks for people over 70, including dizziness, confusion, falls, and dangerous interactions with other drugs. Scientific evidence shows that these medications provide minimal benefit for nighttime leg cramps while exposing you to significant and unnecessary health risks. The safest and most effective approach is learning the correct physical technique to interrupt the cramp, which we will cover in detail very soon. But first, there is a preventive routine that can dramatically reduce how often these cramps happen in the first place, and that is next. Stay focused, because the next key fact gives you a simple habit that clinical trials prove can cut your cramp frequency by more than half. Key fact number 4, the stretching routine before bed that can prevent cramps from happening in the first place tonight and every night. A clinical trial with adults over 55 years old found that doing specific stretches right before bed reduced nighttime cramps significantly. The study measured results over 6 weeks, and participants who stretched nightly had an average of 1.2 fewer cramp episodes per night. That might sound like a small number, but for someone who suffers cramps multiple times every week, the improvement in sleep quality is life-changing. The stretches target the two muscle groups most prone to nighttime cramping, the calf muscles in the back of the lower leg and the hamstrings. For the calf stretch, stand facing a wall at arm's length, place both palms flat against the wall at shoulder height for support. Step 1 foot back about 2 feet, keeping that back leg completely straight with the heel pressed firmly down against the floor. Bend your front knee slightly and lean your hips forward toward the wall until you feel a gentle pulling sensation in the back of your straight leg. Hold this position for 30 seconds, breathing slowly and steadily, then switch legs and repeat the same stretch on the other side. For the hamstring stretch, sit on the edge of your bed with one leg extended straight in front of you and the other foot flat on the floor. Keep your back straight and gently lean forward from your hips, reaching your hands toward the toes of your extended leg as far as comfortable. You should feel a gentle stretch along the back of your thigh, but never force it to the point of sharp pain or discomfort. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch legs and repeat this sequence 2 times on each side, right before you lie down to sleep. Scientific reviews note that evidence for stretching is still considered mixed, but it remains the preventive approach with the best risk-benefit ratio. Unlike medications or supplements, stretching has no adverse effects, costs nothing, and can be done safely by almost everyone regardless of other health conditions. Make this a non-negotiable part of your bedtime routine, just like brushing your teeth, and you will notice results within the first 2 weeks. But there is one more myth about prevention that we need to address, because it is not only ineffective, but can actually harm your sleep. Key fact number 5, and this myth is especially dangerous for people over 70. Drinking lots of water right before bed does not solve cramps. Many people keep a large glass of water on their nightstand and force themselves to drink it just before lying down, thinking it prevents cramps. While staying hydrated is important for overall muscle function, flooding your system with water late at night creates serious problems for older adults. Your kidneys continue processing fluids during sleep, which means drinking large volumes before bed will wake you up multiple times to use the bathroom. For people over 70, getting up repeatedly during the night significantly increases the risk of dangerous falls, especially in dim lighting or unfamiliar hotel rooms. Studies on sleep quality in older adults show that frequent nighttime bathroom trips fragment sleep, leaving you exhausted and foggy-headed the next day. The broken sleep actually makes your muscles more prone to cramping because your body never reaches the deep restorative sleep phases it needs. So drinking too much water before bed creates a vicious cycle. It disrupts your sleep, which makes cramps more likely, which disrupts sleep even further. The correct approach is distributing your fluid intake evenly throughout the entire day, from morning until early evening, rather than concentrated at bedtime. Aim to drink water with each meal and between meals, finishing your last significant fluid intake at least 2 hours before you plan to sleep. If you wake up thirsty during the night, take small sips, just enough to wet your mouth rather than drinking a full glass all at once. This balanced hydration strategy supports muscle function without sabotaging your sleep quality or increasing your risk of nighttime falls and injuries. But now we arrive at the most important part of this entire video, the technique that can stop a cramp in progress within seconds. This next key fact is the one I have been building up to, and it is the single most valuable piece of information you will take away. Pay very close attention to every word I am about to say, because this technique combines ancient wisdom with modern scientific understanding of how muscles work. Write in the comments whether you have ever heard of this method before, or if this is completely new information for you right now. Here it comes, key fact number 6, the calf point technique that interrupts the cramp and brings relief in seconds, not minutes. Key fact number 6, and this is the climax of everything we have discussed, the calf point, how to press it to interrupt cramps in seconds. When a cramp strikes your calf in the middle of the night, there is a specific point in the muscle that you can press to trigger immediate relief. This point is located in the center of the back of your leg, in the thick part of the calf muscle between the back of your knee and your heel. To find it precisely, sit on your bed with your leg extended and run your hand down the back of your calf from the knee toward the ankle. You will feel a thick bulge of muscle. That is your gastrocnemius, the main calf muscle, and the point is right in the middle of that bulge. In traditional practices, this corresponds to a point called Chengshan, but what matters is not the name but the scientific reason why pressing it works so effectively. When you apply firm pressure to this point while simultaneously stretching the muscle, you activate a natural protective reflex built into every human body. This reflex is controlled by special sensors called Golgi tendon organs, which are located where your muscles attach to tendons near joints and in muscle bellies. When these sensors detect too much tension or pressure, they send an automatic signal to your spinal cord that commands the muscle to relax immediately. Think of it like a circuit breaker in your house. When there is too much electrical load, the breaker flips automatically to prevent damage. Your Golgi tendon organs work the same way, protecting your muscles from tearing by forcing them to release tension when pressure gets too high. Here is exactly how to do the technique step by step. The moment you feel the cramp starting, sit up and reach for your cramping leg. Use your thumb or the heel of your hand to press firmly into that center point on your calf muscle, applying steady, strong pressure for 30 seconds. At the same time, use your other hand to pull the toes of that foot upward toward your shin, keeping your knee as straight as possible. This combined action of pressure plus dorsiflexion, which means pulling your foot up, activates the Golgi reflex and forces the cramping muscle to let go. Hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds, or until you feel the rock-hard muscle begin to soften and the sharp pain starts to fade away. Now pay very close attention, because everything you have heard until today about cramps might be wrong or at least seriously incomplete. The first major myth is that cramps always mean you are deficient in potassium, but large scientific reviews show that is simply not true for most older adults. The second myth is that quinine is a safe solution, when in fact major health organizations warn it causes serious side effects that outweigh any modest benefit. The correct approach is the one we just covered, the pressure point technique combined with stretching, which uses your body's own natural protective reflexes safely. Here is your complete practical protocol. First, do the 2 stretches every single night right before bed, calf and hamstring, 30 seconds each side. Second, distribute your water intake throughout the day, finishing significant drinking at least 2 hours before sleep to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. Third, the instant a cramp strikes, sit up, press the center point of your calf firmly with your thumb, pull your toes up toward your shin, and hold for 60 seconds while massaging the muscle. Remember this simple anchor phrase: press the point, pull the toes, hold and breathe until the muscle lets go and the pain fades away completely. If you take diuretics or inhaled bronchodilators, talk to your doctor about whether adjusting your medication might reduce cramp frequency without compromising your other treatments. Seek medical evaluation if your cramps happen several times per week, are accompanied by swelling or skin color changes, or if numbness persists after the cramp ends. Thank you for staying until the end. Click like and tell me in the comments which of these steps you will start applying this week and where you are watching from. You will notice we have 2 videos on the screen now, and I am sure you will enjoy continuing to watch more content just like this.